So, Trumpet of Jubilee Ministries and Proactive Child Training Manipulation Part 2. There's so much on this, we don't want to turn it loose. I feel like we've got a hound dog after a coon, and we want to help people learn not to be manipulating their children and learn not to teach those children to manipulate you. The bad cop's got an idea. My idea, before I forget, is basically the biggest problem with manipulating a child to get a desired behavior is the main thing you're training them is how to manipulate. Since we aren't dealing with stupid people here, children are just as intellectually powerful when they're born as they are later. They're just ignorant because they haven't learned a lot of data yet. But if you think that baby is stupid, that's why they're manipulating you, because they're smarter than you are. So here's the deal. You've got to understand and expect that that little kid is just about devious enough to figure out a way to get whatever he or she wants from you. And then if you show them manipulation techniques, how dumb is that? Because now they're already smart little crackers, and then you're showing them how to manipulate somebody, mainly you. Not good. Not cool.
And my thought on this is that you need to have confidence in what you believe in, your philosophy of life. And, the way we've presented some of this, it's like you're imposing your will on them. Well, you are. But it's because what you believe is right. If you don't believe you don't think you're right, you need to fix that. Let's just say that right now. Because Proverbs, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, and the rod of correction will drive it far from him. I didn't say the rod of beating the crap out of him. I said correction. Correct training, on purpose training. And you need to have confidence in what you believe in, and that they need to believe in that. That's part of the point of being a parent.
Well, no kidding. I guess we overlook the most obvious things, but a parent that doesn't really take the oversight of parenting willingly, robustly, and with a little bit of energy probably isn't going to be a very good parent, because kids demand a little bit out of you. So that seems, again, thanks for bringing that up. It seems so obvious, but I never, in all my years of parenting, I'm still parenting grown kids, have I ever thought, oh, my opinion doesn't count, or my opinion's not good enough, or gee, I'd hate to hurt their feelings by overriding their opinion. Baloney. I've always figured I'm right. I'm the parent. It's my way or the highway. If you don't want to comply, you're going to probably regret that decision, because we're going to go my way. Aren't I something? Yeah, I'm just crazy. I am the bad cop after all.
Well, and really, if you don't have an attitude similar to that, I'm going to say you're bordering on being too wimpy to get anything done. And your kids are going to run over you. And let me put it this way. On purpose training, making habits, helping them have a good attitude. My daughter was a delight to me. In fact, I would say she never went through the terrible twos. We had times when there was a little more clash of wills than otherwise, but she soon figured out who was the parent, and we had a great time.
Likewise, I always enjoyed my kids. We had comparatively very few corporal punishment incidents because we already trained them. The one thing about the rod of correction applied to the seed of learning is it works so profoundly well when applied with love and grace that basically you only have to do that once in a coon's age because it works profoundly well. So if you're manipulating somebody and you're always having to work the situation, usually everybody gets frustrated, and then you got a lot of yelling, you got a lot of crying and bawling, and there's just no peace in the house. In our world, if someone did rise up and decide to rebel or just be completely out of line or whatever, we'd bust them and then tell them to hush, and then peace was restored to the entire environment, like almost immediately. And then it's amazing how their countenance would turn around and shine again because they were basically reinforced that somebody loved them, somebody cared about them, somebody had their back, and somebody kicked their butt if need be to govern their little soul. So parenting is imposing our will upon an inferior will that at that point doesn't really have the wisdom. They're intellectually strong, but they're not terribly wise to know how to behave, especially in dealing with emotions, which we should talk about that because it's not just a behavior, but an attitude. See, I would deal with my kids on account of having the wrong attitude
Absolutely.
as quick as I would having an overt behavior, because I figure, gosh, the attitude is the mother of behaviors. So if they're going to have a rotten attitude, I got to correct that, or otherwise I'm going to be basically reinforcing the soon to come rotten behavior. So,
And we're running out of time, but I just got to throw this in. Talking a little bit about spanking or using the rod, and then countenance change. I've seen that myself, and you can go into a expressing love to them situation right away. And how much better is that than the classic timeout, which seems to me like you're shunning them, and they feel shunned for a long time. It's like, now when's love going to get restored here?
amen.